Heyo!
Hey, I'm just drawing a moose right now for the signature.
Yeah, you are. I already drew my parrot.
I know.
Give it to the Emi.
It's hard. Drawing is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with my first one. You just gotta sometimes just do the first one that comes out of your head, you know? Here we go. You can always update it later, or should you?
No, because your first, like usually with a multiple choice question, your first decision is the best one.
Dang it. It's a good one. I actually like this moose.
It's
definitely a doodle moose.
Do it.
You know what I mean?
Doodle it.
There we go. I'll send it to Emi. I'll just say like put it next to it. You know, hold on. Have I been delayed?
Have we been delayed?
I think we're.
Did you say you're live?
I don't think I'm live. I might be live. I just haven't figured this thing out yet. Hold on. Doodle. Just sending something to myself. I think we're live. I'm not too sure.
Let's just check.
So I'm literally just gonna do my first drawing because we're doing a signature and I did a doodle. Doodly doodly doo.
Tech says we're live, so we're live. Hello.
Are we live?
Happy Friday, everyone.
I don't think we're live. We might be live.
By the way, how's everybody liking the parrots and the mooses scrolling around the screen?
Is it too much, or is it too little?
Someone's sleepy. You're so sleepy? Is that what you're saying, Wander? Hey, Wander.
Hello, Wander. How's it going? I'm just getting my signature ready for the awesome frame.
Framey frame.
Be revealing. Here we go. Because I want to have Polo Field added a doodly doodly doo, and it was really awesome. So I want to add a doodle of a moose on mine.
Doodly doo.
Sometimes you just gotta have a doodle. It's been a crazy week, everybody. It's been a wild and crazy week, hasn't it been for you, Polo? I don't know to speak for myself.
Oh man, yeah.
It's been a wild and crazy time.
But my nuts is totally different than yours because my nuts is just pulling my hair out, staring at numbers, whereas yours is like coordinate the team on all these video things and shoot the thing and shoot the video and blah blah.
Dealing with lots of people.
Yeah,
which is really crazy, but it's good. But it's also crazy. But it's good.
Hey, Polly. Oh, Polly says Emi is working on your signature now, though moose. Wow.
What? Oh,
so Emi's streaming. So you could cut to Emi's stream. You could restream the Emi stream, and then
hold on a second. We'll do that in a second. We'll do that when we start. So here we go.
Official.
Yeah. I'll do it like this. Sorry, guys. Jeez. I know Emi's working on my signature, but I wanted to add a doodly doo on it, you know, because I saw Polo, you had a doodle, and I was like, hey, I want a doodle. And then, yeah, there we go.
I can't help myself. Doodling is what I do.
Doodly doo, man. Doodle is what you gotta do. And you know what? It made me inspired. I shouldn't say I was jealous. I was inspired. I was just like, dang it. Doodling is just what you gotta do sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And sleeping is what you gotta do sometimes too.
Yeah.
Your dog is sleeping next to you. That's sleep is good. Chili, you're in both streams.
Wow.
How many people are now like
dual streaming?
Doing dual streaming. It's the future.
It is the future. Okay, there we go. Here we go. I got my signature with my doodle. Export quick. I'm gonna do a PNG export to make this real easy for you. There we go. So moose. Yeah.
Flippity goo doodle.
Should we do it? Okay. I'm just gonna send this over. Oh boy. There we. Oh. Try it. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Is that Emi with the lime green name in the chat? That's like the most lime greeny like eyes. My eyes are vibrating. They're like it's like white, vibrating green, lime green, dojo clean.
Dojo clean. Here we go. Here we go. We're doing it, Peter. Here we go. Okay. Enough of this. I'm fixating on something I shouldn't be fixating on.
How's everybody enjoying listening to Moose talking about PNGs?
That's great. Okay, I'm just about
Spaces
to
or
send
tabs?
Spaces. Tabs. I don't know. Both.
Tabs.
Tabs. There we go. Go. There you go. Hopefully it's not too messy. Oops. And then, what do you say we start the stream, everybody? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you guys ready for the stream? Start the stream. Okay. Oh, one more time. There we go. Doodly doodly do. This one. Okay. Here we go. You ready? Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now.
You are now watching the Moose and Polo show.
Not that one. This. Here we go. Here it is.
You are now watching the Moose and Polo show.
Yay! Happy homes.
Oh, look at that nice frame.
Take it away, guys.
Hey-o.
Take it away, guys. Okay.
Take it away, guys.
How's everybody going? Feeling good? Feeling great? So this is old. We still have some more signatures to add. We're waiting on it. Let's just actually no. Let's run over right here to see if Emi is working on. I think I have Emi window here. Let's see. Where is it? Oh. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh no, a black screen. That looks good. That's the
Hold
signature
on.
when you've got the giant Sharpie and you just go all over the page.
Just like that. Hold on a second. Let's just double. Is Emi live right now? What's going on?
Should be. Everybody's watching both, it seems. Well, maybe not everybody, but some people are watching both.
There we go. There we go.
Hey.
So let's just like
debut of the moose. Look at that, the moosey.
Oh, there we go. What do you think of my drawing? That was like my first.
Awesome.
It was my first take. I just figured it'd be cool to bookend them on either side to have like a moose and moose, moosey, and moose and parrot on either side. Is that okay? I don't know. It's one of those things that you can't overthink. I did a lot of test signatures and stuff, just because I don't have a moose signature. But that was my first doodly do. What does that say?
That's the one.
Is that good? Yeah.
You're going at the bottom now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, bottom left corner. That's what I think would be a good spot for it. That'd be a nice spot for the doodly do. Hey. You know what? I gotta expand this here, so we can actually see so you can actually see the workflow here. Boom, boom. Okay. Cool. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay.
Dialga says always use a graphic tablet for a signature. I did not. You know what I did? I gave her a Post-it note.
Yeah.
Right here. Have a Post-it note. And I'll take a picture on my phone. Here.
Yeah, totally. We just want to have...
Go, Emi, go. You figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, whoa, what is going on? You're messing with signatures here? No, that's good. Cool.
It was good. I saw the stranger Agent Psycho post some text into the Discord. So he still exists.
Oh, Agent Psycho. Nice. Yeah, I missed that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been busy. Lots of folks busy right now.
Yeah. You're telling me I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy moose. That looks great. Wow, look at that sig.
Totally looks good.
Nice.
You the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say, the Ukraine team says they are hanging in there, and all their team members are in a safe place. But we hope that things will get better soon, of course. So, yeah, and they made updates. I'm like, okay, you don't have to work. Stay safe.
But sometimes work, like if it's
I
anybody
think
like me, it's like,
Yeah,
especially they
I
can
need to
work
distract
anywhere.
myself.
Yeah, it's like, what do you like? If something stressful is going on, like my work is what I need. The last thing I want to do is not have like my work that I go to, especially because it's some like super creative, and what they're doing is really creative and awesome too. So I'm sure if it was like, you know, they're working a job that they don't like, they would dread going back to it. But if you're doing UX for a sweet, awesome virtual world for Party Parrot, it's like they're probably pretty stoked about doing it. So yeah. Hey, look at that. We got a follow.
Hey,
Kingberry.
is that Kingberry or Ingberry? The first part was cut off. I was like, is that Kingberry?
I think
Or
let me just fix that.
Ingberry with like a...
I just fixed it.
Yeah,
For some
thanks.
reason I have it
Thanks,
cropped in.
Discord bot.
Thanks, Discord bot. You rock. Okay, everybody, let's get in here. How's the chat going? How's everybody?
Oh, and they said thank you for the parrots, by the way.
Nice.
So Ema is working on some parrots, and I sent them to them, and they were like, thank you for the support. It's nice. It's heartwarming. They said so. There you go. It just feels it's kind of a dumb thing. I'm like, sorry guys, this is kind of dumb. We're giving to the Red Cross. It's like our hands are kind of like, I don't know, what do we do? So we're just doing every little bit we can to show support, do support, emotionally support.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I think it's awesome. A little can go a long way with that kind of stuff, I think. So that's great. So how's everybody doing? How's the week? It's been 1 week since our stream, almost exactly our last stream. So how y'all doing? We got Tech here, Robert, we got Polly, we got Chili, we got the Quackinator.
Is that Cecilium? Who's got the lime green text? Is that Cecilium? See, I can't
Cecilium.
read. This dad can't read.
This dad can't read.
I'm glad you're good though. You're good.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad the vibrating green text is good.
Yeah. I use dark mode. Nice. We got Wander here, everybody. Hey guys.
Oh yeah, by the way, we are doing
sleepy?
dark mode default in the UI.
Oh.
I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm sure you gathered that by looking at it, but
I love dark mode. That's awesome.
down with light mode. I think it's honestly, if you think about the power consumption, why
That's
not
right.
just go with dark mode? Easier on the eyes, you get used to it. I think it's just getting more and more standard. So we're just not even doing light mode. We're just going all dark mode, whatever.
Right on.
But not jet black. Not like black with green text. Like not that kind of dark mode, but
Nice. I see some Cecilium, you're playing Lego today. I saw those builds. That's really awesome. It is a de-stressor. Like playing Lego, building Lego bricks is it's a great way to kind of get out of your head a little bit and like focus on it's like you're solving a puzzle while also like creating at the same time in a weird way. That's awesome. It's really fun.
It's been fun to like show the video progress to the toddlers and see how they respond.
Oh yeah, we released a video.
What's he building? What's he building?
Yeah, so we're not going to show the video on the stream just because.
Well, because we want more hits on the post.
Yeah, a lot on the post, but it's.
You can go get us some views.
Yeah, so it's on. You can watch it. It's on Lego Life. It's the app. It's in the United States region, so you gotta change. Yeah,
you gotta be in the U.S. region.
Be in the U.S. or change your region on your phone. Pro tip. But yeah, there's some fun little Easter eggs I put in there, which is kind of fun. So yeah, go check it out if you can. And then build some Lego and send me some stud.io files, and I'll throw it in the video, just for fun, because we can.
Because fun is fun.
Because fun is really fun. Okay, shall we do this? Shall we get into it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's do it. What am I doing here? Let's
Slides.
go to the slides.
Slide into the slide.
Oops, let's slide.
It's time
into
for
the slides.
Streamception.
Okay. Wait, so whoa, is she? Whoa, I didn't realize that you're actually. Let's check this out. Let's check out some
Let's check out some art, shall
I
we?
realize you're actually going in there and retracing. That's awesome.
Yeah, do it.
That's such a theme for everything we're doing. Hey, it's like we do some art and then like either like a 3D team kind of like repurposes it. Like it's changing hands. Like multiple people are touching multiple things, which is really cool. I really like that vibe a lot. Cool. Imai, yay! It's so funny that you're drawing my dumb little moose. It's like I think that's like one of the first moosies that I've drawn in a long time. And I don't know.
I just love the idea. Like, I just love the baton pass thing that's happening. Like how we started with like, I was actually just literally like this morning. I was like, when did I first chat with Chili? Like Chili and I were chatting about like, I was like, okay, the parrot. We're gonna do a moose. We're gonna do a parrot. And I was like, when the heck did I like first go? Hey, Chili, want to work on mooses? Want to work on parrots? I think I was like September. Yeah. Anyways, it was interesting going back and looking at the original parrot and moose concepts. Actually, Chili, I don't think we've shown the very, very first stuff for a while. It's funny how far we've come in whatever 6 months. It's like, oh yeah, we've evolved like crazy actually since that point. So yeah. Anyways, but I love the baton pass of like, okay, Chili does this bit. Okay, Imai's doing this bit. Okay, now Tech's doing this bit. Okay, now Midnight's doing this bit. Okay, now we're handing it over to like the three dads. Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of wild. We've plugged JD in there as well, so he's been helping with like, okay, how do we get the look down of like this sort of 2D look in 3D? Like, how do we,
It's so much fun, man. It's such an awesome creative process where everybody gets to put a little bit of their vibe into it, right? Yep. Right now, the whole community, everybody that's interacting with this project, your vibe and your energy is being put into this project, which is really fun. It's like a more collective experience, which is what we want, right? Like
that's totally what we talked about. Remember this?
Yeah.
It was like, when did you and I go for coffee? Hey, Freya.
Hey, Freya. Hello. Welcome. Yeah.
Remember we were like, hey, should we do a podcast or should we do? Remember that?
It was your idea to do a stream, and I was like, that's way better because then we can actually chat with you guys instead of because it's so easy to insert ego into art and make it all about yourself, but that's not honoring the reality of the fact that like that's not how the world works. Like we're not creating anything from scratch. That's just not happening. We talk about this all the time. We have all of our influences that we've had over time, and we're combining that and we're remixing it into art. And we just want to like call that out and be like, hey, yeah, that's just how the world works, and that's how we're gonna work this process here.
Yeah, there's this misconception in the industry. It's like, oh yeah, Elon Musk is a genius. He built Tesla. I'm like, well, yeah, he started the company and he probably put his own personal funds into it and he's driving it. But there's an army of people working on Tesla. There's an army of people working on Uber or Red Dead Redemption or Nintendo or any of these properties.
Totally.
If you want to see the process, like you look at the Toys That Made Us series, right? Or watch the origins of He-Man, for example. And you've got all these people being like, no, I made this first. No, I made this first. And that's totally the exact same thing that happened with like Penguin. Penguin started with Lance's ideas, but it really grew out of that pretty quickly. Like Chris joined the team. You had little bits of a whole bunch of people, and then as the team grew, it was a whole bunch of people had their fingerprints on it, right? So,
dude, look at that. Look at that. Oh, we got Chili One in there now. Hey, why don't you send me a nice, good old-fashioned export of that here?
Yeah, this is a reminder, by the way, to like drop your signatures to the Imai if you haven't yet.
Drop it to the Imai.
I don't think I see Ollie in there.
No.
We got to recognize Ollie. Maybe you could put like some code or something in your signature.
Oh,
I haven't seen an Ollie code.
Ollie code. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, and by the way, Ollie, I think you asked. I saw in this. I can't bear to watch myself, but I watched some of the playback of the stream last week. My favorite board games are Terraforming Mars, Dominion, and Wingspan. Wingspan, by the way, amazing female designer. That game is going gangbusters. If you're looking for a great board game to play or a digital version of a board game to play, although I recommend the physical one, Wingspan's awesome. And it's about birds, so why not? Highly, highly recommended. Wingspan's awesome. I think it's actually top 10 board games on the app stores as well right now, because it's just such a good one. It's easy enough to play with, and yeah.
Nice. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it. You guys, you ready? Let's see if I can do the, if I can see. This is the frame. Let's see if I can add this here. Oh boy, here we go. Well, let's see what it looks like. This is gonna be fun with all the signatures.
Yeah, and Afro, you're totally right. Like, people attribute all the work that goes into Smash Brothers to like, oh, it's all Sakurai. It's no. There's an army of people working on Smash Brothers. Like, guarantee it.
Oh yes.
And there's some people that just their work is completely underappreciated. They're like, why can't you bring X Capcom character into Smash Brothers? It's like, well, that's a business development thing. Those people are the ones who make that happen. They figure out the business logistics of what's the rev share, who makes what. Hey, look at that! Whoa!
Except for this is hiding. We gotta move this logo now so we can see a cool illustration. Yay! Maybe.
Hey, look at that!
Look at that. Oh, that's fun.
Look at how much Emai cleaned up my burb. So much better.
Yeah. Yeah, how come you didn't clean up my moose? Looks the same. Wow, that's awesome. Polo,
there you go. I thought it was important that we get in there.
Polo fled?
Yeah.
Polo
he ran
fled?
away.
Oh. That's great. Okay. Right on. And then let's see what it looks like here. Oh, I need to spend some time because this frame is just super busy. Like, I bet if what do you guys think? Should I get rid of this or get rid of?
I think Emai should zoom right in on that frog eyeball. That's what I think. Gigantic froggy eyeball. I want to see like the eyeball of doom, like froggy eye.
Froggy eyeball of doom. Let's see if we can expand this. Do you think we can? Oh my gosh, we're all over the place. I am to be honest, you guys. I'm like decompressing right now from an insane workload. It's just been too much, and so like I'm a little bit like coming off of all this like 16-hour
rush of production,
16-hour work days. It's just so crazy. So like once we did the delivery, we delivered on what we needed to, and now I'm just like a little bit dead, to be honest. So.
Well, why don't we just show the streamception and get into the slides? It's a good thing that I can blast through some stuff. So
let's do it. I'm just gonna.
Because we talked about it in the Visionary chat this week. It was one of the ideas that came up. Is like, hey, would it be useful for you guys to understand more about production roadmap and schedules and all that kind of stuff? So I've got like business stuff in here for you. Nice. So hopefully you've got some entertainingly elevator music that you can put behind that when we get in there. So it'll be like maximum dad. You guys will just love it.
Maximum.
Hey Quack, good to see you. Thanks for joining.
Why can't I find I'm trying to find the
what, the streamception?
My brain doesn't work right now. Sorry guys. Where's there it is. Slides background. Just a second here. I just want to make sure that this is in and updated. Okay, there we go. Yay.
Yeah, I think a meme database is great. We should have like by the way, one of the things I am working on for you guys is a bit of like a wiki, and so that I'll just be able to share something that is like, hey, what are all the official rooms just in a place, so you can just go bloop, punch in a URL, and all the stuff is kind of just in one link rather than multiple bot links. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to get that going, but I have begun.
Okay, guys, let's get into it. So first here, let's get into the slides. So what do we got first here? We got the
streamception.
Okay, let's watch this. Okay, best of the best. Let's see what we got, everybody. Okay, what's the best of the best here? The best of the best.
What are we watching here?
This is what happened last stream.
Oh wait, hold on a second.
We're watching
This is
us,
hold on a second.
dad upon dad
I think
upon
I
dad
pause
upon
this
dad.
and reshape my screen here because I can't see everything. I need to be able to see. 'Cause
Define
this is really
need.
Important stuff. Okay, here we go.
Super
best
important.
of the best. Let's
Okay,
see
what
what
is
we
it?
got here, everybody.
Dadception is what it is.
What's the best of the
Hey,
best
Dad.
here?
Hey, Dad.
Right now,
Hey, Dad.
we're
Clip
looking
3.
at.
Hey, Dad.
This is what happened last stream. Okay,
Oh,
so I
wait,
get
hold
what's.
on a
This is
second.
what's
I thought
happening.
we were
We're reviewing ourselves
Hold on a
last
second.
stream, reviewing
I think
ourselves
this
the
is
previous
reviewing-
stream. How many is
I think
here?
this is
Look,
us
I can see
reviewing
1,
last
2,
week.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Which is
Seven.
reviewing
You
the
wanted
week.
stream
No,
not
this
enough
is
dad.
totally. No,
Us
I think
reviewing
this
the
is like
us
before.
reviewing last.
This is us right here. This is us right here.
I'm
And this
wearing
is
an
us.
orange
This
shirt.
is this is us last stream, and this is
So this is
how many
Yeah,
before?
I love it. We should just
And then this
stream
is a
the
stream
reaction. Wait,
before
look,
that.
look,
Definitely
look.
reacting
I've been
Here we go.
consistent. The black shirt stream.
Wait, did
black
it
shirt,
end?
rest of the
Black
stream.
shirt,
Black shirt.
yeah.
How am I doing? Look at that. I'm
And then
doing
it
well.
just
Black shirt,
becomes
black
the
shirt,
best.
black
I'd
shirt.
change it as an orange shirt. That's what I
I
did
can't
today.
tell if that
Eventually, we'll
was
get to
you.
the ultimate best stream. Yeah, we're gonna get to the ultimate best stream. And we're gonna
I
get
don't know.
This is what happened
yeah.
last stream.
Oh
Where
wait,
am
hold
I?
on a second.
Imagine this on a
best of the
t-shirt.
best.
Wow.
Let's
Okay.
see what we got here, everybody.
Is this just looping now?
What's the best of the best here? What's the
don't
best of the
even
best
know.
is just
Clip
what we're
3,
doing now. This is what happened last stream.
Oh wait,
I think
Okay.
we're good.
I think
Hey,
we're good.
Blinking Berry.
We were
Good to see you.
Okay.
This is a good test to see
Hold
if
on a
you're
second.
awake.
I think this is
Last
us
week's.
reviewing.
Okay, should we
this is
stop
us
reviewing the
reviewing
stream
last
for
week's
once?
stream?
The shiny
Which is
Polo.
reviewing
You
the
wanted
week.
stream
No, wait,
reception.
this is us.
No, I think
This
this
is
is like
us reviewing
The shiny Polo.
This is us
What's
right
the shiny
here.
Polo? Is that what the
And this
beanie?
is us.
It's-
This is
is
us
that like 'cause I
last
was
stream,
walking
and
around
this
with
is.
a beanie? Is that the
this
shiny?
before.
I love it. We should just
And then this
stream
is a
the
stream
reacting
before that, a
stream to
black
the
shirt
reacting of
every
the
time.
stream
Just
is the
for
best of the
continuity's sake.
stream.
Wait,
which
did
is
it
the
end?
best of the
Took
stream, which was the
in
best of
there
the
a
stream.
little bit.
And then
Wait.
it just becomes
Yeah, that's
the
where I was.
best.
Oh wait,
Yes.
was I wearing?
Did you
Oh,
get
oh,
it?
yeah, yeah.
I can't tell if that
Eventually
was
we'll get to
you.
the
No,
ultimate
it was
stream.
pre-haircut.
Okay, that's enough.
The hair was just the hair was a mess.
Okay, I've had enough. I'm moving on. That was good.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Let's up the energy here. Woo! Okay, what's next on the? Again, guys, sorry, my brain is like.
Yeah, just go to the next
Have
slide.
you heard of brain farts? My brain is like constantly farting right now.
That's okay.
Today's show,
Next slide.
Sneak Peeks, pet plant concepts, record shop, album covers, and much, much more. That's awesome. Work styles and production process, the community's amazing creative work, which is my favorite. Yeah, let's do this. Blah. Well, first of all, let's get a word from our sponsor. What do you do with all those leftover table scraps from everyday meals? Put them in the trash bin, and the next thing you know, you'll have a family of raccoons living with you or a swarm of flies that never seem to go away. Well, don't you cry no more. Rent a garbage goat for $9.99 per hour. Our goats will come to your house and eat all those leftover table scraps and yell when they're all done. Then, with the additional same-day service fee, they will be picked up and you will have a nice clean house once again. So visit our site at https://www.scamsrus.net/rent a garbage goat/requests. Same-day services fee is $99.99. Earplugs are only $49.99. So yeah, this stream is brought to you by Froth Farkle's Garbage Goat Rentals. All right. Hurry and schedule your Garbage Goat today. Available in assorted colors. All right. That was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, make sure you support our sponsors. If we didn't have them, the stream wouldn't exist. So yeah, please support. Goes a long way. Okay. Oh, this is kind of cool. Why don't you speak to this a little bit? Because this thing changed my life.
Yep. Oh, you're in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm here.
cool. All
I
right.
am.
So we're into the business side. I was just going to try and like tweety. But okay, I wanted to. So on this Monday, we talked a little bit about doing, hey, it'd be good to understand a little bit about a typical production process, right? So I wanted to start this with just acknowledging that humans are different. Dads are different. Look at that dad, Don Clifton, the ultimate dad. So there's two resources in here. One I used to describe, I would still describe it as it's like one of the best $30 you could spend.
Oh yes.
It is an amazing book. I actually use it in my relationship. I think you kind of do as well, don't you, Johnny? Like,
Yeah. Oh, I think about it every day. I have my book. I don't really read it.
yeah, you kind of get used to it. It's basically like it's a personality test, so they call it a psychometric, right? So a psychometric is like, do you prefer spontaneity? Do you prefer this? And so you end up in the book, you get a quiz in the middle. So it's like a BuzzFeed quiz. You cut it out, you take the quiz. And to get the best results, just be maximum honest with it. Just be unbelievable honest. What you need to know is we took this as a Club Penguin leadership team. So all of our team took this test, and we would constantly refer back to this because it's a positive psychology book. So one of the advantages of this book is like, it's like, how do you I'm trying to not be distracted by all the dads going on. How do you basically how do you work best with each other? How do you set up Moose for success? How do you set up Tech 70 for success, or Poly? And by recognizing your styles, that you have a certain style, it gives you like this sort of, if you're working with someone with this style, here's some things you can do, right? So I've shared in here, that's my top 5 themes. Is you can see it right there. If you ever go and take the quiz, it comes with all 33 of the styles in the book, and you can look at it and go, hey, where do I land? But anyways, it's a really good test.
Yeah,
If you go to the next
mine
one,
are, because they're in here. I haven't seen them like this. This is awesome. Mine
this is
is
from the next one, the next second book in the series.
Oh no way! I should get that. So mine are Woo, Woo, Positivity, Activator, Developer, and Communicator. Those are all mine. All right, let's keep this party going. Should we go?
Yeah, so I recommend it. $30. It's a great one. If you haven't taken a test, do it out of curiosity. It's awesome.
Really
you'll learn a lot about yourself.
And let us know, right? Let us know. That'd be really awesome. Let me see here, because like Woo is my top one. That's and then there's Positivity, and then Developer, and then where's Activator? Activator.
Under influencing.
I'm all in influencing, building relationship. That's like fully where all my strengths are. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like each one has all these ideas for it, right? So input is one that my better half has, my significant other. And input is like, just give this person all kinds of data. Just treat them like a library. They want as much context as you can possibly give them. So
that's like
I do that.
Yeah, that's like my other half. That's like, yeah, same thing. Awesome.
But anyways, it's a cool test. So, but I wanted to follow up with the next one, which is, there's a link for it. It's mooseandpolo.com/strengths. Yeah, you can pick up the book if you want. It's on Amazon. So this second one, this is the Colby Index, and the reason why I wanted to point this one out, if you could like not meme during this part,
I won't meme in this part.
good.
No meme.
So there's basically, I heard from Lance. Lance told me, he's like, this is rockets now, and he's like, best $50 I've ever spent. I was like, okay, that's quite a statement. So I was like, what is this Colby thing you're talking about? And what it is it teaches you where you will fight. So basically you have these sort of buckets that you end up with scores. You take the psychometric and you end up with a score in each of these 4 buckets, right? So the first one is like your fact finder, someone who's like a data person. They gather and share information. The second one is the person who follows through. They're like the process person. They're like, I'm going to arrange this, I'm going to design this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to da-da-da-da-da. The next one is like quick start, which is like, get out of the way. I know what to do. That's fine. I got my I'm going to go innovate on this. I don't need a bunch of information or data or whatever. I'll just go. I don't need this. I don't care about risk. I don't care about uncertainty. Let's go. That's the let's go style. And then the last one, the last one is implementer, which is like kind of like tools. It's like, okay, I know I need After Effects. I know I need to do this method to render stuff. It's kind of similar to follow through, which is a processy one, but this one's more like about your tools.
Right.
So what's interesting, if you go to the next slide, I'll just share with you my results, and I'll be totally transparent with you guys as a community. So this is me. I am 9 out of 10, like almost as high as it gets on quick start. I don't need a lot of information. I'll follow my gut, and I'll innovate based on whatever. I'll make up information. I'll figure it out,
You're really
and
good
off
at that.
I go.
It's some of my favorite times, and I know I can rely on you but I gotta just be. We all gotta be mindful of everybody's times too. But it's like I know that I can count on you if I'm in a pinch and I need ideas and I need to get like if it's like, oh my gosh, I have problems that I need solving, I call up Chris and it's like, boom, you you're like you ease my anxiety so much more than you know about a lot of
That's good. Well, I'm glad there's something helpful in there because I mean the problem, like the positive side of it is like like, same thing for like, I would guess you probably end up with high quick start. Right? And because you don't need a lot of data, you're like, I know exactly what to do with this, bang, 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 and you'll just go. You're like, okay, I need this DP, I'll go activate people right now. I'm like, okay, I've got my DP over here, we're doing some videography, I've got my editor lined up for this is the pipeline, here's the person, I got to get my personal assistant to do this stuff. Like, you know, that's a very quick start mode of operations. Now, the reason I tell you guys this is because you may not be like this, and it may drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Like, so what's interesting in this graph is if you're really high in it, it means you initiate action from that bucket, right? So if you're a quick start, you're going to fight for quick start things. You really want that. If you're kind of in the middle, like I am with Fact Finder, it means you're going to kind of react to the environment. So if nobody else is a high fact finder in my case, which is like data analysis, industry, competitive intel, blah 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 blah, then you will assume that position, right? So if you're like, and then for the same thing, like if you're the high follow through process person, then if you're like kind of in the middle, you're not necessarily you're gonna surrender to someone who's higher in it, right? So if you were like a reactive quick start, you're not necessarily super high quick start, you would actually like respond to what's good. Like you'd kind of almost like let the other person lead out of that spot. So, and then the last one is it means you fight against it, actually. So in my case, whenever a project manager or a producer or anybody starts going like, you got to do this process, this process, as a high quick start, I fight for the leanest, fastest, most efficient process I can possibly get. I'm going to eliminate every single thing I can from a process. I'm going to make it as lean and mean as I possibly can.
We got to be the same here, because for me, like, this is how I design my After Effects project is like, I do the work once, and then I don't have to do the work anymore. It's just like, you put the time in, like, everything I think about is like, how can I make myself be a quick starter way better in the future, right? So it's like, and how can I repurpose these processes again and again and again so that we don't have to like lean into these time-consuming processes and lose our deadline, you know?
And so that's the thing. So like my style is to adapt. Yours might be similar to that, right?
It's like it's also my problem with lack of delegating, right? I have a huge problem with delegating. Because it's just like I can do it faster myself, right? Like I can get on it right there, which is a problem because you can't do everything, right? We need we need a team. We need to be able to rely on each other. So being able to recognize how you work and how your team works is really essential. This is really cool.
And so if you take one of these tests, like just know that I'm sharing it with you. So, you know, we know how to work with each other, right? And so this is the reason why I'm sharing this is because I won't necessarily default to being like, here's the perfectly laid out process. So like but I can do it for your sanity. So the reason I prefaced all of this was to give you some context to lean into a bit of what is a typical production process. So if you want to skip to the next slide, this is just a really quick, like, it gives you these write-ups when you take the Colby test. So I just tried to say that this is my score. This is a little bit about what they are. If you go to the next one, we don't need to go on this too long. You can just go right to the next one. This is my results. So this is a typical result you get from the Colby test, and it gives you like an audio book and all these other resources. So in here, it'll be like, hey, okay, your best way of gathering and sharing information is to explain, just like I'm doing now. You guys are seeing it. This is me being fact finder, man. He's like, hey, I'm gonna explain on something, right? My style of organizing is to adapt, which is why I like Airtable, because Airtable can flex to what I need it to be while being rigid enough that it keeps things organized. So it works well for me interacting with the follow through and implementers because I can change it rapidly if I need to, which typically when you don't know what you're building as a quick start, you need something that can adapt, right?
Yeah.
That's literally why I use Airtable, why I use Notion. I need stuff that can work at my speed.
Yeah, because a lot of the times what you're working on is changing every single day that you're working on.
When you don't have a product and you're just going from 0 to 1, you have no idea what you're building yet.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's
kind of where we're at.
That was this whole process for this video I've been working on with Lego. It's like it's been such a short timeline to get to the first prototype video, but I love that process because I just have to hire people that I really can trust and I like their stuff, and I'm just like, go for it. And then they have an idea that like isn't necessarily was part of the vision, but I'm like, hey, that works better. Let's do that. Let's do illustrations instead. That sells us. Let's move on. And then those people are like, what? Oh, like sometimes they're like in shock because they're used to the process. But for me, it's like,
well, and it might be their style, like, and that's where like the flex comes in, which is like you need to adapt to each other to help set each other up for success. Anyways, let's go to the next slide so I don't spend too long dadding this up. Okay, let's talk
really
about the production process. Yeah, hopefully
Gamer, I did not do this as well. I did not. I should. I'm suspecting that we will be very similar, just based off of like what brings me joy to read some of this stuff. Like, oh yeah, I like to quick start and do all this stuff. So. Okay, production process.
So the reason I'm sharing this is every game, every app, everything has a typical life cycle. And so I thought it was important to share with you the life cycle. Okay, so we've started on a brand new game. It doesn't exist. It's a game/world. I think a world is a hybrid between a social app and a game. So it's half software, like as a service type app, right? Like it's stuff like Discord, I wouldn't call a game. Discord is more of an app. So what I like about worlds is they're sort of in between. There's game, but there's app. And so you have to, I think because like, say for example, Lance and I were both coming in from sort of a web designer's angle, which is more coming in from the app side. And we don't approach things like a typical EA game person does, right? We're not coming in going like, oh, what's the game? And how do we make this slide sizzle? Like we're coming in at going like, okay, functional utility first. And that's where it's nice because worlds kind of are a mix of that. And there's a right balance you kind of get, which is like how much world and how much game, right? So world being like the walking around, chatting, and then the game is like, oh, I play a game and I play Find Four and I earn coins. That's the game side. So this is a typical, imagine you're making a brand new game. So Ollie hires AfroClaude and Dialga and Bitsy, and they start making a brand new game, and they've called it Fart Factory. Right? And they said, okay, Static, go and write on some design docs. So the first phase, and this often ends up being like quarters, but it really depends on the size of the project, right? So your first phase is pre-production. Right? So your first phase is like just stuff like you're planning, you're preparing, you're doing market research, you're seeing what exists in the industry today based on what you're thinking of your idea, right? This is the 0 to 1 phase. And this can be really long. Like as an example, Airtable, they spent 2 years doing this. They were in phase 1, pre-production, for 2 years. They sat and they were like, how do we architect this? How do we make it so that the database is flexible? How do we make it so that you can add and subtract users? How do we make it so that XYZ, right? What is the pricing tiers, etc.? Is this even feasible? What technology do we need to use to do this? What exists? What do we need to make ourselves? Writing design docs, wireframing and flowcharting. This is kind of your initial, like you're doing all the things to prepare to build something. Right, so it's kind of like a preparation phase. So, that's kind of like gives you an idea. It's like, okay, what's the scope? What assets do we need? Make some list of assets. What systems do we need, etc. That's your phase 1, right? So pretend this is like quarters, like 3 months or 6 months. Maybe it's 2 quarters. Maybe it's a little tiny game. Maybe you're just making like something as simple as like a, Mancala. Maybe it's smaller. Maybe it's not a 3 whole months in pre-production for that. Maybe it's actually your pre-production is super compressed because you're like, I'm making a copycat of Mancala. It's a standard game that everyone's played. Okay, Mancala. A week. Like maybe your pre-production is really short. I like quarters because it's like you can, if you're working in sprints, you can do 2-week sprints and you can go, okay, well, across 3 months, that's 6 sprints. So it makes it nice and like, you've got a little bit of a, like enough time, but not so much time that you take, right? So phase 2, once you've kind of got all that stuff, you've set up your project, you've assessed your scope, you've got an asset list, you've got all the things that you want, then your next phase is like your prototyping, your proof of concept. That's where you start having regular meetings, just like we're having regular meetings. We're meeting with the visionaries. I have one-on-ones with the team, like we're talking about stuff. We start prototyping UI and UX. So you've seen, I've shared UI comps as we've gone along, right? So there's an example of, hey, here's where the layout could be, here's the text. You start on your concept art. We did that as well. Like, so while we were in pre-production, we were doing some asset preparation. So Chili, you were working on the parrot and the moose avatar bases during the pre-production phase, actually. So I would argue we didn't really move into like prototyping the parrot world until probably January, really, realistically. Prior to that, we were essentially still doing pre-production. We were prototyping another world using the platform because we actually believe, like, I don't know if you know this about investors, but they talk to 100 companies and they decide to invest in 10 because they know that one will succeed. And that's kind of the 100 to 10 to 1 ratio. So it's entirely possible that the parrot world might just fall on its face and maybe that's not the one, right? It's entirely possible that the moose one might fall on its face. We don't know.
Never.
So
That's
we're
not possible.
building so that we can build multiple worlds. We're not building so that we, we're going to go all in on parrot as the first thing, but we need to set it up for the sake of success. You just play the numbers, right? You're just like, okay, let's build multiple creatives because then we know that we have a better shot at something having success. So that's part of just your thinking as you're hedging your bets. So like in your prototype phase, you're really trying to start getting into playables. Like they call it first playable. Like here's a thing where I can push buttons, I can move things around. It's just placeholder UI, placeholder assets. You're doing builds, but they're more ad hoc. It's like, oh, I got one, I got further, so here it is. It's not so much like a weekly schedule regime. You're just kind of going, well, here's a build, and I didn't do much. I just got this one architectural thing in it. But you're starting to set up stuff like progress dashboards, which I've shared with you guys in the chat, previous streams. You've seen those. And then really you're just starting to draft. You're like, okay, here's what I think the roadmap could look like, blah, blah. You're thinking it out. And then the next phase is where it starts to get like more tangible. You've got an alpha. Now, it used to be that the public wouldn't touch an alpha. An alpha is still like internal, right? So when we're working on a Club Penguin feature, say for example, when we made Puffle Launch on mobile, right? We made a mobile version of the Puffle Launch game, right? So the alpha, you would have builds that are getting distributed internally, right? You've got the framework is fully developed. You have some stuff that's complete, a lot of placeholder assets. You've set up analytics because you need to be able to measure what screens people get to, where they're getting stuck. You're doing you're continuing to draft your graphics. You're starting to create release plans, right? So it's like, okay, what could this look like? We've got this. Okay, we have a sense of what it could be now. And now is a good time for like marketing people to kind of get involved, where it's like, okay, what's your distribution plan here, marketers? Like, well, how are you going to get people? And this is actually like, as soon as you get into alpha, the problem is when you try and make the marketing people part of the phase 2, it gets messy. Like what you kind of want to do is you want to assess marketability in phase 1 and not really get deep into like rigid marketing plans until you actually really know what the heck the thing is. And ideally you put it in front of people, they've tested it. Look at my hair, it's just bonkers. they've tested it and you know that it's working. You have a sense that like, okay, I've got this proof of concept. It's made it out of that phase. I accepted it because people played it and they liked it. A lot of times you'll just kill the game. You'll just be like, okay, I made a game. I made it to phase 2. I made a prototype app. I just kill it. I'm like, man, it doesn't work. Kill it. You know, when people play it, they don't make it past the second day of playing the game. Okay, kill it.
Interesting.
We're doing things a little bit different because this is a big project. Building an MMO is not what you want to start with first. Like, frankly, like you really should be building like a single player game first. If you're really ambitious, yeah, I mean, multiplayer is a lot more accessible. You can go and say, okay, I'm in Unity, turn on Photon, make it multiplayer. But you just a lot more risk, a lot more scope, blah blah, longer timelines. Anyways, this is where you start to go, I'm in alpha, now I'm going to start to think about what is the product name? What should this be?
Right.
You know, and you're still kind of doing ad hoc releases. It's not like, here's the weekly regime of this release or the daily build or whatever.
Right.
You're still not in that phase. Now, it used to be you wouldn't have the public interface at all in these first 3 phases. But now you're starting to see alphas go public. As an example, the Hyper Hippo team, totally separate from us, by the way. That's a totally different company. They released a product called Box Critters, and they released it in alpha, right? So Box Critters was not ready yet. They just launched it in alpha. And so it's confusing if you're used to beta and everything being ready. Like this is still alpha. Like you're still like, I don't have my graphics fully done yet. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't know what resources I need to support it. I don't know if I'll continue. Like at each of these phases, you're going to go, is this ready to go? Do I keep it going? Do I kill it? Like every game should go through that at each of these checkpoints. Like as soon as I move from sticky note 1 to 2, I should go, should I keep going? Sticky note 2 to 3, should I keep going? Okay, I'm in alpha. Should I actually go to beta? Okay, so now we'll go to the next slide. And this is where beta, woohoo, beta!
Woo!
So beta is like now you've got something that's fully functional with your baseline core loop. Like this is the main thing you want. I'm speaking game, right? You've got a core game loop. It's like it's fully functional. You've got all the features, they're implemented. You're doing in-depth testing. This is where traditionally a lot of folks would go into, okay, now it's time for a closed beta test. We're going to like have a small invite list and we're going to invite a small group of people in. DevOps has got their service environment set up. And now you're really getting into like weekly build releases at least, where it's like, here's a build, here's a build, here's a build. And now you're kind of getting into, okay, I need to actually prep, you know, on the marketing side, I need to actually talk to journalists to get the word out, right? And I want to actually be featured in media. I know what the name is. I've got the domain. I've got everything ready. And you're prepping them with assets and all the rest of it. What is the story of this thing? Write your press release. What's all involved? And that's really, you're prepping them for the proper release candidate. If you ever see version numbers and see RC written on it, it's because that's the release candidate. Now, this will be boring to some of you who already know all this stuff. So if I'm being redundant, too bad. But anyways, too bad. You get into the release candidate, that's like, okay, now we're leaving beta. Now, for each of these phases could last forever. Gmail was in beta for like 10 years, 15 years. Like how long was Gmail in beta for? It was forever.
It didn't feel like beta though.
It totally didn't.
No.
And I think some people just use beta almost like it's some sort of marketing thing. I'm just a fan of release before you're ready. Like just get something out the door. And
Especially
in our case,
community based, right? So that you can at least implement their feedback before you double down on some ideas that you don't really have like proper data to base it on.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah, just so in the release candidate thing, you really know what you have now, right? And you're going to build off of that. It's like, okay, now all the test passes have been completed. You do a sanity check. You've got your press releases and embargoes ready for your journalists, right? And then you're going into like, you launch the website, you launch the product, right? And you go, okay, it's launched, it's quiet, it's soft launch. There's soft launch and hard launch. So soft launch is like, okay, I've got everything ready to go. I'm going to quietly launch it. The audience that's been there so far will know that it's kind of public. They'll kind of chatter about it. But it's like, it just goes organically, right? It's just people talking about the thing existing. And at that point, then you're like, okay, it's going. How's it going? And then you're watching like a hawk to go, what do I need to hot fix? What do I need to fix? Oh, blue screen of death. Fix it. Okay, take it down. Put it back up. Like you're doing like the big, like, if there's an emergency that you got to take it down, it's like, okay, that's hot fix time. You're doing live bugs. Got to fix it. Triage. And then once you're kind of stable enough, again, enough where you know that you've done all the hot fixes you need to do, at that point, now you can go marketing, right? So it's like UA. Okay, here we go. Like embargo has been released. Journalists start talking. Influencers, though I hate that word, influencers start talking about the game. Yeah. They start influencing. And then the other word that I hate is UA, user acquisition, which is basically like, your typical, like in the industry, it's just Google AdWords, Amazon ads, right. Like TikTok ads, Twitter ads, like it's all the paid stuff. It's just, it's paid marketing. I just don't like the word user. I just really hate it. Anyways, one thing you'll notice if you audit every single app ever released, you'll pretty much see that version 1.1 is this 6 bucket. And every single time you're like, hey, what was in the release? Check the release notes. It's like bug fixes and improvements. Yep, there it is. Bug fixes and improvements. So we're going to plan for that. Like we're going to go through these cycles. The question being, of course, like how long do we spend on each? I don't know. Like it really depends on how each goes, right? But this kind of just gives you a general idea of what we're running Parrot through right now. So we go to the next screen. I'll give you like a roadmap Gantt chart view of these phases. So you can see as an example, here's like pre-production. Like, so in this case, I've color coded it based on like, I've used Airtable because again, I love Airtable. I'll sing their praises for life. It's one of the greatest products ever made.
It's one of the greatest products you've introduced me to too. It's amazing.
It's basically like, it's like digital Lego to me, right? So anything, I literally, it's the first place I with anything. I build lists starting in Airtable. I don't build a spreadsheet. I don't bother with that. If I'm like collecting Japanese computer games from 1982, I will start with an Airtable. If I'm doing SEO analysis, I will start with Airtable. If I'm doing a budget, I'll start with an Airtable. If I'm shopping for a new house, I'll start with an Airtable. Like it's all goes in there. So this is
really good for like, it's really good for like if you're like splitting rent, if you have a bunch of roommates and you have a whole bunch of expenses, all that kind of stuff. It's really good.
Yep. As an example, I had to go through every contractor's Upwork time logs and split it up to projects. Like which project was this Moose? Was this the Moose and Polo show? Was this for streaming? Was this the thing for Discord? Was this the thing for Parrot? Was this the thing for pets? Was this the thing for Moose? Oh, my eyes were, I felt like they were virtually bleeding by the end. But anyways, the point is, it was really insightful. And so this gives you an idea, like this is all, again, hypothetical, theoretical, but based in some sense of reality, which is we know that it's going to take us a boatload of work to get our COPPA compliance down, right? Because we're building an auth system that allows kids to play, but also you guys, because you're older. So because we have this weird mix of older and younger, right? We need to build a more sophisticated system. It's not your average, ordinary, everyday, just spin up Amazon Cognito or Firebase and call it a day. It's a little bit more complicated than that. We have partners. Anyway, so it's you get a sense of it's a whole lot more complicated. So in this case, it's like we're kind of in prototype phase right now. And really, arguably, we started in January. I'm starting to get builds where I'm a parrot and walking around in a parrot world, right? So that's like really the beginnings. I've shared with you guys the 3D versions of rooms. And what we're trying to do is really just break everything down into atomic iterative parts, which is like, here's a little thing. What do you think? Here's a little thing. What do you think? And I'm trying to share transparently wherever I can, because we ideally want to be community-driven development. That's what we're trying to do. And so you can kind of see some real milestones that happened. It was like, when are we going to... I first launched the Parrot request form, September 2022, right? And that was the beginning of when those requests started coming in. And then it's like, hey, why don't we make this a real world? And we actually didn't have the idea of turning into a real actual world thing until like, okay, I put in the request form as kind of a joke. I was like, oh, it was a thank you. It was like, hey, thanks for following me on Twitter. I'll just draw a bad avatar for you. Like, here's a player card parody. Whoop-de-doo. It's kind of funny. We'll all join the meme together. But then I was like, hang on. I was like, Lance, could we just like build this? Because it'd be kind of fun. Like, I just love that it's like starting with a parody. And the Kakapo is really cool. Like, I was like, there's something really inspiring about this endangered animal. And I'm like, it's not the first concept someone would reach for necessarily. And I think I really, really love that. And like the beautiful art where Chili was patient with the back and forths on the concepts is like, we got to something that's just really charmingly cute. It has that kind of like nice, cute factor of its like stubby little chonker that like, waddles around. It's really just sweet, and yeah. So anyways, like you could apply this to anything. You could literally apply this to board games if you wanted. If you're making a board game like Sicilium, I know you're game, same kind of concept applies. You could be pre-production where you're thinking it out, you're assessing all the other games, you're doing some research by playing other board games. I say this because my buddy Wolf works in board games with Lance. He's going through this whole thing. They're going through it building Mythwind. Like Mythwind is like gone through, okay, when do you launch a Kickstarter, right? Well, you got to do this prep before you go to a Kickstarter. You have to have a whole bunch of assets ready. You have to have art assets ready. And in their case, their post-production is more like, okay, we're getting manufacturing done. We're printing cardboard. Yeah. We're making all these things and shipping it out to actually get printed and then distributing it. So yeah, in our version, this is a whole cycle, by the way. So in Parrot, we're going to get to post-production. We're going to do that bug fixes and improvements. And then we'll go into phase 2 and do the whole cycle all over again. We're back. We're going to debrief during the post-production phase, see what happened, see what worked, see what didn't. Then we're going to go, okay, what's phase 2 look like? And then we get into there. I already have an idea of what phase 2 and that's where road mapping comes in. Road mapping is like, I think roughly I want these things. I'm going to rice score prioritize some stuff. I'm going to pick what we work on first based on my assumptions of value, right? So I think the rice score is a fantastic little shorthand to be like, what should I do first, right? Or even the Moscow prioritization, which is like must have, should have, could have, won't do, is a good method. And there you go. So this is kind of like a typical flow of any project. Like this could be a movie. A movie could run through this flow as well. Yeah. So there you go. Anyways, I hope that helps. That was just a little bit of boring dad talk for you. Maybe we'll get out of the boring dad talk and into seeing some art again.
Awesome visibility. I really appreciate it. I've been taking this opportunity to just like get this my one day a week to kind of make the stream somewhat look okay. So hopefully.
Well, I mean, that's look at the stream, look at this show, look at this Twitch show, yeah. Right? Like we started, like what we did was we just started. Like we're too quick starter. We're just like whatever, we'll just start. Do you have any assets? No, we don't. Whatever. What do we have? Nothing. Mariah Carey. Whatever. We'll throw it in there.
Yeah, I get energy off of that kind of stuff. It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
of
we're kind of
fun
in
and checking on things. Let's check out our EMI cam. What do you say we do that?
I love it. Let's do it.
Ooh, what are you working on, EMI? Show us. What is this going on? Oh, look at this world. That's so cool. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this. Boom.
Are those hamster balls? What do you got going on there? Hamster balls.
Beautiful. Boom.
I don't believe you. They're hamster balls.
Boom. Watch this. Are you ready for this?
Wait, where's the frog?
Yeah, where's the... I just have to do this, guys. Hold on. Bang. There we go. Yay.
Hey! Nice.
To make it all look pretty cool. There we go. And good. We're good. Okay. Sorry, guys.
I love the paper lanterns. That's awesome. You know, it's going to be fun to see diffusion of light with the paper lanterns. Like, that's the one thing that'll be cool. Like, I think... Yeah, I'm really drawing inspiration from the Square Enix HD 2D remasters, where they're taking old pixel art kind of style of games from the 90s and then modernizing them by rebuilding them in Unity and then using modern lighting effects. it's amazing what a difference just lighting
Yes.
and audio can make.
Oh, huge,
So-
especially audio. Especially audio.
Mhm.
Okay, so guys, let's why don't we bug Emai here and get Emai to draw some community stuff. So what do we got here? First person to say it gets it. What should we add in the scene? What should we do? Emai, would you mind zooming out, Emai? Can you hear us? Can you zoom out so we can see the whole thing? Frog. You want another frog? Should we do it? Or should we put something on that? A pile of trading cards. Hey, that's kind of cool. What do you think? A toad. A frog and a toad. Should we do a pile of trading cards somewhere? Like maybe on the blanket?
Which, by the way, like, because we're mapping everything to the elements, it's not a coincidence. Just saying.
Cool. This place gives so many Cardjitsu vibes. Do you want to do that? Do you want to just like throw in like a deck of trading cards somewhere? What do you say?
Sure, why not?
Polo? Yeah. Where should we put it? Where should we put the trading cards?
Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna look like yet for backs and everything.
We'll just do like a deck of cards, whatever. Like they're playing there.
Could do it with like the purple, like sort of go with the purpley colors that we're using in the signs. Like Freya did a nice like all the little arrow signs in the rooms, like in the town.
Yeah.
Because we were debating, because I was like, should they be green? Because so that they're
Right.
green signs, and Freya's like, no, purple. I was like, okay, purple it is.
Purple, you got it. Whatever you say. I like purple. Green or purple, I have a hard time.
I want a
deciding.
purple spider. You can do a purple spider hiding somewhere.
Is that what somebody wrote, or is that your idea?
It's just me. It's just me ideating.
Throw a purple spider in there. Do it. Why not? Oh, I like the
we are
trading cards.
we are
That's
going
cool.
we are going to do games. I mean, I'm a big fan. What, like, I don't know if you guys know this. Tech knows this, but Wolf and I have been working on a sort of system-based game. Nate, we've been working on like a system-based card game thing. Not necessarily like a trading card game. But what we were working on is more like a living card game, which is a different kind of system where it's like you get a complete set. It's less of the blind pack thing that you get with Magic the Gathering, and because to be honest, most of those don't succeed. You're really lucky if you succeed. We were lucky with Cardjitsu that it was successful. There's something nice about more of the living game. But anyways, what we're hoping to do with this is make something that's like a system. That was always the intention with Cardjitsu as well. We made one card game as like, how could we make multiple games using the same cards? Right? And so that's why we've got 5 elements. It's like, okay, we've got 5 elements, so we can do 5 different games, or 6 or 7.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just fun because you've got a system.
I love systems, man. Any system that like, I was trying to think of like, if we started, start making a bunch of things, what would they be? Like working on this like Lego stuff too, and working on this, like it's really like play systems is what I like.
Mhm.
Like things that aren't like we're just making you a toy to play with. It's more of just like we're creating some sort of creative system for you to create and play within it and grow more and more. So I like that. I love that type of thinking. Of just more thinking like, how can we? Yeah, and I think that's totally like board games too. Just like, how can we make this like system of play? I really like.
Yeah,
those.
like my absolute favorite system is Dominion. Yeah, if you haven't played
I haven't.
that card game, it is so good because it's so easy, so quick to play, so easy to teach, but has so much more depth than like it's that sweet spot of like super easy to pick up, but then there's just depth to master it, and you can just buy your boosters are like you essentially buy like boxes of options, and then each time you play you pick 10 options that you can buy from. So every time you play it can be different. Dominion. It looks, when you look at the box, it looks like butt. It does not look good. The design aesthetic is terrible, but don't judge it by that. It's a great game. Now, some people don't like card drafting games. They're like, I don't like card drafting games, but
I don't like it.
I think they're great. I love card drafting games. I like that sweet spot of easy enough,
All right. What do you say we?
Let's check out some art.
Let's look at some Twitch submissions here. What do you say?
What do you say?
I love it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get moving on. Okay, Twitch Creative System by Static Shovel. There we go. I keep on thinking it says nope.
Oh, you gotta put it up on the big screen.
Oh, what do I do? Oh, whoa, look at that.
There we go. I love this.
This is amazing.
Obama Moose. Obama Moose.
Obama Moose. I love that he's looking up. He's just like, hope. I've got some hope. I love Moose in different art styles. I was thinking of
Would you look at that?
I was thinking that Moose, I kind of like Moose existing in everybody's imagination first and foremost. Like, this is like, these designs that Chili did are like the foundation of which we can grow, but I'm just loving seeing like every possible rendition of a Moose in a suit. So this kind of stuff just makes me really, really happy. Yeah, it's really awesome. Great job.
Me too.
Is Static Shovel here today?
He can't chat in the text because he's still got to verify his phone.
Oh, well. Hi, Static, if you're here.
Nice work.
This is awesome.
You watch the VOD or whatever.
Love it.
Doesn't matter. Great work.
What, by the way, quick pause. What do you think of this layout that I did while you were kind of going through that beautiful Gantt chart? Does this feel nice?
Oh, it feels good. I was lost in like explainy pants mode.
Yeah. I was just like, it was like a really good opportunity to just like mold it. But I think this is nice. Less busy, less, less ideas competing, and then you have like the signatures around. Which, by the way, guys, please submit signatures to EMI, DM EMI, and your signatures will make it here. So please do it. Next,
And we finally did it.
We finally did it. Yeah, it's for real, 100%. By QDJ. Hi, it's QDJ here. Sorry, I can't. Oh, did you hear that? Sorry, my computer's making a bunch of notification sounds. Sorry, everybody. Hi, QDJ here. Sorry, I can't make it to the streams due to the time zones, but I wanted to share some theories. Some theories the party had during the campaign that we've been playing for 7 weeks straight. Oh my god, we got to do like a whole wrap-up video.
Well, yeah, when you do the wrap up, you can feature Emi's nice art piece. That's one thing I love about playing like D&D with artists. Is just illustrating the story afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. It would be sweet if we just came up with one wrap-up video so that like everybody understands.
I gotta give Wander's my favorite character in the Wander's got my favorite character in the D&D.
Wow, it's official.
Because Wander picked a parrot, so parrot automatically wins. Go Parrots.
Go Parrots. Okay, so one thing I liked about the campaign was the theory crafting, because the players get excited to see what they thought of is actually true. Cool. For example, the party freaked out when the reveal of the leader of the ninja army happened, and I described it like a grand spectacle. One of the biggest theories is how, or if, our big bad evil guy Herbert is still alive because it's been 100 years since he took over the island. So these were some of the theories. 1, Klutzy the Crab took over the island. 2, Herbert made a clone. 3, Herbert is just really, really old, and Herbert is a bird child named Herbert. I think it's the last one. I mean, come on. I just want to share some theories the party made because they're so fun to hear, and I love seeing their minds boggle. I love seeing minds boggle as well. That's just awesome. Herburb is my favorite thing, I think. Herburb. That word is just so awesome.
It's so ridiculous.
Next, we have by Hector Wander, an idea I had for plants. How we got pets. How about plants? Buy seeds. Plant. They grow if you tell them positive things daily. You know what? There's studies out there that show that by saying positive, nice things to plants, it actually helps their health, which is kind of funny. Keep going. I love that. Once they reach full maturity, they can grow rewards such as fruit or materials. But you still have to keep saying nice things daily. I hope this can spread some positivity. Aw, that's great. I love
Awesome.
it.
Nice work. Nice work, Wander.
I like this. I like this guy. I love your art style, man, Wander. It's just awesome. I love sketch things like this because I love like
this is something I made up. Like when I asked people to, like, give me footage. Like one of my colleagues at Lego in Denmark is like sending me footage, and I'm just like, I just like purity of source material. So whatever you can do that's just like off the cuff, like don't try to make things perfect. I just want to get the idea at its source, especially for documentary filmmaking. So maybe it's not everybody, but that's why I just love this art style, because it's just like, this is where it's like, it feels like it's like right out of the head, you know, right out of their mind. I just love it. It's really cool.
Oh, and Quackinator's been to the Lego factory in Denmark.
Oh, lucky.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna go there. Maybe I'll go there.
You should. I don't know if you saw, but there was a sneak preview in the top left-hand corner. Imai showed off D&D art.
Show me that D&D art. Let's see this art.
Let's check out some art.
Oh yeah.
Let's check out some art, shall we?
Oh, whoa. Let's full screen.
See?
Can you full screen
Hector
that?
wins. Burbs, go Parrots.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome. It's so cool.
I love like DJ's got his wheelchair in the back. His Deus Ex Machina. I can never pronounce it. Anyways.
Awesome.
And I love love Cecilium became giant. Like something happened apparently. I don't know. Cecilium can clarify in the chat, but
I would love it if like eventually Club Penguin
make an OC's the top.
I would love it if like Club Penguin eventually.
It just exists in the ether. It exists in your heart.
It existed in like D&D campaigns, and it existed in stories that we tell and imagination. Like it's so much more powerful when things exist in the mind of a community, right? Like
in the ether, in somebody's brain. It's like your memories of your nostalgia than the thing.
Yeah, and I really want Moose Land, especially now that we're really focusing on building like the one first world, like Party Parrot first. It makes way more sense because we're not splitting focus, but I really want to focus on making Moose Land exist in our imaginations first and exist in many art styles, and we can like kind of own it as a community in the same way that, like, you know, like I always mention, is like the armies on Club Penguin. That existed in the imagination of the community, and then they used the Club Penguin as a tool to exercise their imagination and their
can I just say I love the idea of Party Parrot. It exists and it's Moose Army, and you go in there and you're just doing raid, like Moose Army, Moose business, profits.
Yeah. Like the Moose don't need a world to exist. They existed in Club Penguin, and all they needed was some sort of like representation. So, I mean, mind you, it will exist in a world, but I'm just gonna say it's gonna be super sus because you're gonna be in that world and be like, is this really what the Moose is? This seems kind of suspicious because there's Moose everywhere. Which, by the way, there's also Moose in different locations too, which is kind of really funny. All right, so next we have Bloop.
All right. Oh, yeah, swap. Yeah. Well, look at this. So, thank you so much, Bitsy, I guess, for archiving Chaotic first stream. If you want to see where we started, she was kind enough to archive the first video.
Is this the
indeed, the very first one. So we're obviously not going to watch 2.5 hours because that would be maximum streamception, wouldn't it?
Polo, it says live.
If you don't mind, I may, if you're cool with it, I may upload it to the just so we've got it all in the one spot. I may upload it to the YouTube channel that we've got that we don't really use but is there.
Right. Look at how far we've come. Oh my gosh, it's just horrendous. Hold on. Internet's
gonna be like, what are you doing to me?
Brown that is.
Hey, there's the first time Fairy followed.
I don't know. What else can we do? I can do a lot of cool animation and video stuff. So there we go. I'm already realizing that the follower notification is pretty cool.
It's kind of a fun flashback.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at this throwback of like, hey, that's when somebody followed.
Yeah. And then
like, I was there.
Biscuit came.
Hey, look. Hey, how perfect is it that you're showing this and you skip to there and you got my stupid Polo's pencils going on. And I just was doing Polo's pencils earlier.
And we are both
It's a theme.
I love Polo's pencils. I think that's great. Look at how far we've come. Is this the 20th stream? Is this the 20th?
Yeah, apparently.
Bravo!
20.
Bravo!
Wow, welcome to season 42, everyone.
Bravo!
been a really fun, awesome part of, like, yeah, this is a highlight of my
I
week.
feel pretty darn blessed that we can do this. I gotta, not gonna lie. Like, it's like both that Rocket Snail is allowing us to do this, Digital Daylight is allowing us to do this, and that we can show off your art and we can do this as a community. Like, it's cool. It's like, it's weird. It's weird that we didn't do it before, but it's also quite cathartic and fascinating to be like, it's kind of our 10-year reunion, Moose.
Yeah,
like, it's like,
it is.
anyways,
we're working on
it's
a lot of really cool, crazy stuff too beyond this too, which is also like equally as exciting. So I just think it's really awesome, and fun and cool. I'm playing emotional music by the way right now, so just get ready everybody to cry a lot, because this is I just want to share, speaking of like hiding things in so I'm just my screen is, I just want to share some funniness here. Sneak peeks in the slides. What's happening right now? Oh, there we go. This is what's happening. So I had some fun today doing Lego stuff, and just like how we're kind of hiding things in shots, I'm doing sneaking, like in the early Club Penguin days, before Business Moose was known, I would hide Business Moose in a whole bunch of background videos, and like have him have the blue or whatever, the blue circle around him. Yeah, but in all the Lego videos, we're gonna start seeing, like, this is can you see him? He's just so tiny right there. Woo! And then this is the duck. So I worked with a Lego designer on this video series, and this is his character as a duck. So he's just like looking around, just like watching. I actually have them animating, so they like watch the hands go by, and they're like, oh. But it's, you can barely see it, but hopefully in the future.
Hey, if we hadn't hid stuff, we wouldn't have had Operation Blackout.
Yeah,
welcome.
Exactly.
That was us.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's just awesome. And there's like this, yeah, it's just really fun. I really like it. Yeah, so we're gonna keep doing that kind of stuff. And that's kind of also what I wanted to say, like, is the spirit of Mooseland. Is it exists everywhere, right? It's more of an idea that exists in the ether, and it's kind of like owned by everybody, rather than just, and it kind of started when, like, Polo, you're like, hey, let's do a Mooseland thing, and then I just started like, oh, it's got to be this, and you got to have lore, and then I just started like getting really, like, I don't know, attached to ideas, and I'm self-reflecting now. It felt really like yucky to just be like, this is mine, because it was never mine. I mean, it can't be anybody's, right? Like, Business Moose was awesome because the community surrounding Business Moose made Business Moose great. Like, truly, like, it's those igloo parties, all the imaginative play that we would do together, all the videos. Like, Business Moose wouldn't be real without the community. That's
why tipping the iceberg was cool. Not because because the team or us, we did some at the end that tipped the iceberg. It was all the stuff before that. That's the stuff that matters. Is the ether, is the community behavior. It's like the emergent play and ideas. That's the fun stuff. So cool. Right on. Cool. Yeah. Well, happy 20th stream, everyone.
Yeah, happy 20th stream.
And thank you for joining us on our Three Dads. And thank you, Imai, for streaming and putting up with my. Hope Imai knows that I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Imai, you're amazing.
Yeah.
I think you're all amazing. But just in case you hadn't heard it before, allow me to gush in a very non-English way. I'll make all the English people uncomfortable. Yeah. I'll gush. There you go. Imai's awesome. And there you go. And I tease because I love.
What should we put in here? Should we add another thing? Should we? Oh! I know what we should do. We should add like a 20th anniversary bit in this scene. What should we add, everybody? What should be like a 20th representation?
Oh, represented? You mean like in the
picture,
hot springs?
Yeah, so that in the hot springs, something that shows.
Oh yeah,
like, we made this on our 20th stream.
Well, I'll go to the bathroom while you guys talk about it. I'll be right back. Okay?
Let's do a toilet.
Let's put a toilet with a 20 20 toilets. Let's put 20 toilets in the background. What do you think, everybody? What should a 20th stream representation be? How can we represent 20? Put hiding business moose with the number 20 on the shirt. Hide the Lego moose? Can we do that? That'd be really funny. Woo! 20? Yeah. What if we do like 20 in the rocks? 20 segways? Dude, that would be so funny if we just had like a Lego business moose in here somewhere. Because that's like, it's so meta in like a really weird way. Make the frog's eyes say 20. Can you do that? Just like add 20 in each eye? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty great. Polly. I mean, I know you're all about frogs, but sometimes those ideas are fresh and new and great. Oh, what's that? Street. Let's get it nice and close. Okay. Oh, what's going on? What is that? What is that line right there? A little plaque. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on a second. A plaque or a trophy would be kind of cool. What if it's like... Yeah. Maybe zoom out a little bit. Woo! I'm just gonna do something this. I'm gonna do something crazy here. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna change. Let's do a close up. Do you want to have like a plaque or a trophy? Like, you know how some benches, like there's some like memorial benches and stuff? The spots on the side of the frog has 20 on it. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. Oh, the 20? Yeah, 2020. That's weird. 2020 wasn't the greatest year for the history of the world. 2021 was pretty good though for me because we got the stream started. When I look at the eye, frog's 20 eyes. When I look in the mystical black 8 ball. Yeah. I was thinking like one eye has a 2 and one eye has a 0 on it. Oh, a plaque on a bench. Yeah. Do that. Like a memorial bench. That's what I think the idea should be. Like it should be like 20th stream. M&P 20th stream. I feel like it'd be neat to have a secret room dedicated to the history of party parrots and Moose Land went through when it's a place to be. Why not the statue? Perfect the bench. This. Yeah, I agree. I love watching. Man, I could just watch drawing every... Oh yeah, hey, Polly. Actually, wait, hold on. Instead of doing 20, can you do like 11/03/2022 and the 20th stream? Is that too wordy? 20. I'm gonna do 20 toots just for the stream. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That was a lot of that was a lot of toots. Yeah, there we go. Does that look pretty good? 2022. How do we show that it's 20? I think that's a pretty fun little thing. Then we know that was special. Should we show that it's like the 20th stream? Somewhere in that plaque? Oh, the date is pretty cool. I like that. What do you think? November 3rd. Oh yeah, it does look like November 3rd. No, but usually in dates you have like, it's like a hierarchy, right? Huh. Like you have like the day of the week and then you have the month and then the day of the year. Oh yeah, can you underline the 20 in 2022? Can you do that? Imai? I'm British. I'm British lol. I'm British. Ha ha ha.
day, month, year. Oh. Okay then. Fine. Have it your way. No, can you underline the 20 to make it 2022? So this is what we landed on, Polo.
Wait. Are you talking about day, month, month? Oh. Let me rant on something.
Oh,
always.
Boy, here we go.
Always. Year. Dash. Dash. Date. Because then you can sort things. When you sort a list, they will always be in perfect numerical order. Down with the Englishness. Y.
Oh.
GD. It trumps it all. ISO standard,
That was
baby.
really something.
There you go.
Now
Love
for
it.
something
You can do whatever you want, though.
completely
You can do British if you want. But if you're doing files, for heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy. Make sure you got year, month, day.
Year, come on, man. Oh, and there should only... So look at the... At least it's not month, day, year. Yeah, that month, day, year is totally off. Like, who does that? It's crazy. Can we zoom in on the plaque? Can you?
No, midnight. No.
Midnight.
No, it hurts.
It hurts my heart. Can you zoom in on the plaque? We're gonna do a plaque for today for today's date, and we're underlining the 20 in 2022, so you'll know what it is. I love this stuff. I love this stuff so much because when you're playing the game, you'll be like, whoever was there, they're like, why is this date on this bench? And you're like, well, it was their 20th stream because we wrote this on that day.
Because we did some random live stream with some awesome people, and then people were like, what happened while you were talking with someone? What significant thing happened? Well, we had streamception. Like, okay, what's the significance of this date? Oh, it was at Bitsy. No at Bitsy. No.
Okay.
No at Bitsy.
Okay, we're moving on here.
Moving on.
Official work by the team.
Let's check out some
party
art, shall we?
Would you look at that?
Hey-o.
What do you got for us, Polo?
Hey, what do you got for us, Polo? Here we go. Dialga 22239's cover art for the albums of the record shop. Oh, this is cool. Are you ready for this? There better be music here. Oh, there's not. Oh, there is.
Oh, doing some speed drawing.
Oh, I like this.
So awesome. OMG, I just got some really, really exciting screenshots too. This is a good day.
Today is definitely a day, and that is good. I love speed drawings. I burped, I'm sorry.
Pardonne
I didn't
you.
burp it in the microphone, right? That's something that old Johnny would do. New Johnny, though, more refined. Oh! Whoops. More refined, professional. I don't burp into microphones. I burp away from them. What is this music? Oh, can we do a Said the Whale record shop record as Easter egg?
Yeah, do you want to ask them?
Can you do a...
Want to ask them if they're cool with that?
Oh, they'll be.
The band. Ask the band.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about like a record.
I'm sure they'll be fine
A
with that.
record with like a zoetrope on it. With a...
You're talking about your video.
Yeah. And heck yeah, they'd be cool with it.
I know they would. I just thought, you should
That's
just
what
ask
they
to be... Get the official Said the Whale yes.
I'm gonna text Tyler
Do it.
via my phone. I'm gonna do the first take. You ready? Text Tyler Bancroft. I'm making a virtual world, and we have a record shop in the world. Period. Would you mind if we put some Said the Whale records in the game? Question mark. Would that be cool? Question mark. Confused face. Send.
The best part is that you're using you're texting with your voice and confused face. Does it actually do confused faced emote when you do that?
Whoops.
Oh, awesome. There you go.
I sent it. Here, music.
Yeah, super cool.
Okay, so there we go. I sent this. This is the text that I sent to Tyler Bancroft, lead singer of the Canadian legendary band Said the Whale. This is awesome.
Super cool, hey?
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Thanks, Dialga.
Thanks, Dialga. That was awesome.
Keep up the great work with the tracks and stuff. It's been awesome to get your tracks into the world, so.
This is the set. This is the picture.
Delivered.
Making a virtual world, and we have a record shop in the world. Would you mind if we put some Said the Whale records in the game? That'd be cool.
Ha 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 ha. Confused face.
Send the set.
He's gonna be like, okay, Moose.
Okay, there we go. What am I doing here? There we go. Awesome, love it. So yeah, it would be cool to have some record shop. More records. This is amazing. I love the little fine details, like that. There's actual records in
It's just because part of okay. By the way, I'm leaning towards Parrot Party as the name. Just so you guys know,
Parrot
that's what I'm
Party's
leaning
great. I love that.
Because Party Parrot is already kind of taken, but they are Party Parrots, really. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Just so you guys know.
But what I like about it is it's like, it does the same thing that Club Penguin does, or it's like, I don't know. It's like
the name should get out of the way eventually.
Parrot Party is like an action. Do you know what I mean? Like Parrot Party is like what you do. Party Parrot is like it is. Okay, this is what I want.
It's a thing.
Parrot Party
like
is a collective,
right,
and Party
singular.
Parrot is a singular. Yeah, Party Parrot is like.
Well, Party is also a group.
Yeah.
So it has that club thing, because that's what was bugging me about Club Party Parrot is like, it was first off, it was a joke. Second off, it's too much like I don't know, another world we know about. Third off, well, if it bothers you, sorry.
There's something, we have to.
We gotta land the plane at some
An interesting thing with all this work, especially during Club Penguin, we called it internally at Club Penguin accelerated nostalgia, because things are changing. Things change so rapidly on the internet that you can be nostalgic about something like a couple months earlier, especially if it's like this frequency. So I could see there being a lot of nostalgia for Party Parrot. Right now, especially even for like Mooseland or Business Moose at that matter, where it's like the idea is still the same, but the name is different, but like our associations, we have like nostalgia from how we felt when that was happening. Accelerated nostalgia was basically like, usually we get nostalgic from like things
a
like
year
decade.
felt like 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so like, oh, I feel nostalgic of like the 90s or the early 2000s. In Club Penguin, there would be like 3 months go by and there's 3 parties that went by, and people would look 2 parties ago be like, I miss the old Club Penguin. I feel nostalgic from that. It was an interesting phenomenon that we would talk about in the office quite a bit. Yeah.
And I just the one thing that's interesting is that club and party are both, like, party is also a word that describes a cluster of people, a group. So, I kind of like that it's actually kind of an RPG word too. So I like the idea of leaning into the RPG, but also we're going to have parties eventually, right? So
Let's check
it's
out
kind of
some
like
art.
when one party ends, a new one begins is kind of the angle, right? And yeah.
I think that's it's one of those obvious things.
It's
I didn't
simple.
Think
It
about.
should get out of the way. Like, the name is kind of like, oh, it's a name. Yeah, you refer to it to each other, but you kind of move on to the next thing, right?
It means a lot. I didn't reflect on this. Party Parrot totally is just like a one person, right? Like,
It's singular.
It's singular, right? It's like, oh, I am a Party Parrot. Where instead, like, Parrot Party is like, let's join the party. It's funny because it's like, it does the same effect of Club Penguin. Club Penguin and Penguin Club, they both imply a collective.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, and that's by the way, that's what we're trying to do with the whole show. It's eventually like the only problem with like trying to come to consensus. We can't come to a consensus, and we just have to pull the plug and just move on. So. But anyways, like, if a better name emerges, it's possible. But like at this point, it's like it's good enough for now. That's what I'll be referring to it as, just so you know. And we'll go on to the next thing. Anyways,
it's great. Let's move
not
on.
to dwell on that because we got some awesome stuff to show today, like
Oh.
legit. So
Yeah, we're doing a
That
long
was
stream
really
already.
something.
Okay,
So
That
here we
was
go.
something completely
Some new pet
different.
concepts.
Let's check out some art, shall
This
we?
is awesome, Chili. It's been a while since I've seen Chili art. Oh man, you do such awesome art. I love it. I feel like I could like smell your art from a mile away. It's so like distinctly you. It's awesome. It's so great. So cute, colorful, but also like
And unique.
and
That's what I
unique.
love is that these are really unique. Like,
But it's the design is there and the ideas are there and the personality there, but it also feels like I could draw it myself too. You know what I mean? It has that nice element. I really like it. Woohoo! These are great. By the way, I just want to say
because it takes it out of Puffle and in towards like more Pokemon-ish. Like not quite though. It's like halfway in between.
man,
yeah,
I
ready
love the
for
idea of oh yeah, back here. This whole idea, this got me thinking of like harvesting pets. Like you actually have to like take care of plants. You know.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing with the Mancala. Like the Mancala concept is you're planting seeds and growing them. So
and you have to treat them with love, and I love the idea of just like that. That's like the lore. It's like the energy that you put into the plant is the plant that you'll get out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's like the personality. That's something that isn't like the mechanics of the game either. Like that's something that you can exist in your imagination as you're playing it. You know?
well, your imagination is so much cooler than the real thing. Like so, if you try and fill in all the gaps,
Yeah. Plets.
it's a little bit more boring, you know?
I like this. Plets. That's silly. So we have Puda Weta, a gentle beauty metal type. Awesome. Cattail. Oh, this is, I used to think cattails when I was a kid. I used to think cattails were actual corn dogs, and like when you're like corn dogs that you'd buy at like 7-Eleven, you actually had to they harvested it in like a swamp. I legitimately thought that. I was just like, oh my god. And then yeah, don't eat cattails though, they're terrible. Ready, hungry, earth type. Rada, headstrong, ambitious, fire type. Oh yeah, that's a fire type. And then elephant ear, patient, perceptive, water type. That's great. Great concepts. I'm so excited to see what this looks like in 3D. I think the 3D team has done such an amazing job at capturing like Freya
man.
and Chili.
There's some gold coming up.
Oh, some real gold. Okay. Oh,
yeah, this is all gold, but it's like, yeah, so let's thank you, Chili, for giving some context. This is awesome. Just stand here. Yeah, so this one, like I can't pronounce it. I apologize. My Maori, I don't have, it's like non-existent. So I think we're like, I love that we've got the official like legit Maori plant names. I think we're gonna name each of the pets, kind of like how Pokemon have their own names.
You could play off of it, like
kind of going that way. Yeah. Yep.
Is that like there's Weta Digital, which is like the VFX company in New Zealand. I wonder if that's comes from. Yeah, I wonder that there's
might be related.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so this is great. Thank you, Chili. Is like named after birdwing Weta insects. So this plant reminds me of spiky delicate flowers. So if you can look up any of these plants, it's quite cool. Since this plant produces small fruits, I wanted to represent both the flowers and the fruit with this buddy. The fruit has a split where the petals once grew, and it has tiny freckles of blemishes, which I love. The result is a buddy that is beautiful without ignoring the imperfections. Perfect. That's kind of what we're hoping for, right? So
Absolutely.
it's cool.
100%.
And then the next one.
Next one is
The Cattail, which is probably like an easier one to. We could probably keep a name like that. Just
like
one of the things, one of the considerations is readability, right? So you want something that I could say to you and you have an idea of how to spell it. So if I said mooseandpolo.com, you know how to spell it, right? So that's kind of one of the considerations, like what's the most sort of universal in terms of basic words, spelling. Like Stardew Valley is really easy to say and spell. You're like, okay, it's Stardew, they're simple words. Anyways, so cattail. This plant is a goofy one. Cattails are immediately recognizable by their flower, but what makes them really goofy is how fast they expand and fluff when you break them open. Oh, that's so fun! I should think about the 3D side of that.
I made a demonstration video on how cattail fibers are actually really good for oil spills. Like they soak up oil in a really incredible natural way, and it was like this person was trying to develop like a product out of nature, being like, you know, there's so much money and industry put into like how to like clean up oil spills from like a technical side of things, but he was more like a holistic approach. Like actually nature has things for this, and cattails was like a really that was, I remind you, that was a video from a long time ago. It was really cool. We actually did it. We like did a whole experiment where we put like oil in water and took the cattail and spread out all its fibers and then actually soaked up the oil really, really well. It's pretty cool. And you're not adding any more chemicals into the environment at all.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Ratatata.
I don't know if I read sorry, I didn't read the whole comment, but that I'm blitzing through. But named after Maori mythology, which is super. So this plant is almost otherworldly. It's chaotic, spiky, and very bright. If you look at the plant, it is quite fascinating. I wanted to capture the passion of its mythology origins, but also find a way to have the flower match the rest of the buddies. The yellow center of the flower has lots of nectar for wildlife, but the petals are wild and look like a rock star's hair. I like the idea of the petals looking like hair, but also like a flame. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? You've gone quiet. There you go.
They're just
That's awesome.
about corn dogs.
Nice. All right.
Next we have elephant ear. I love the ears.
You read this one, and I'll keep copy pasting if you don't mind.
Oh, please, yeah, go. Creepy pasta away. Okay, Chili's commentary: elephant ear, named after its large droopy leaves that look like an elephant. This plant is commonly grown from shoots and bulbs, so I wanted to try drawing it as a bulb of roots, like a beet. The specific plant the team chose was the black magic elephant ear, so it's earthy and black like the plant. The head has a dormant stalk stem that looks like a hat and big leaves to represent the elephant ears. I wanted to give it a sensitive personality from the elephant inspiration. I like that. That's really cute. I love that your view of elephants is like sensitive. That's really cute. Like, it's totally true. Like the whole archetype of the elephant that's like afraid of the mouse. It's also really sad that there's an industry around riding them. I feel like because they get this idea that they're sensitive big guys with long memories, and they remember everything. Great job, Chili.
Bravo! Let's check out some art.
Yeah, it's awesome work, Chili. It's nice to see some of your stuff.
Yeah. Elephant ear is also food. It's like a donut type thing. So we got corn dogs and elephant ears. So both type of foods you get at the fair and deep fried. So coincidence? I think not. More fish backgrounds made by Midnight Aurora. Awesome. Woo! Look at these colors. This is like a party. That's great. Great job, Midnight. Woo!
It's awesome. Nice work.
Nice work. Look at those colors. Look at those contrasts. Look at that wallpaper. Put that in my bathroom. That's what I want. I think my favorite is probably this one because I'm a sucker for green. I love the color green and teal. Great work. Emai's parrot items. Woo woo woo. We got some more. We got a rusty minecart here. That's awesome. We got a pug.
I love the pug. Like this came in from the Ukrainian team. It's just so fun. Hey, look at that! You got a pug.
I got a Lego pug right here.
Is that a Lego Friends pug?
Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna swallow. Just kidding.
Okay, that's great. I love that there's a pug item. It's like a... Yeah. Does it imply that there's actual pugs in the world, or should we make it more like a plush? I think it's funny if it's...
It's a plush.
This kind of stuff is totally open for roleplay, right? I love the idea of just like a bunch of just like animal hand items. Just like I got my pug. So it's not a pet, but if you wanted to be just like carrying around a pug all day, you can. That's pretty funny. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is the Ukrainian stuff, right? Aw. Wow.
Yeah, well, the pug was too.
This is
That's
so cool.
I love being surprised by what because everyone's got a different perspective, right? Like, so it's what I love about doing the avatars this way is like everyone has their own kind of ideas what things are in their and what's important to them and what their influence are. So it's just fascinating to be like, hey, team, what UX team, what do you want for outfits? Like, you're in the middle of a war. It's just a really stupidly small thing we can do. Thank you. What do you want? And they're like, I want a pug. I'm like, okay. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I want like a crazy cool light sword. Okay, cool. There you go.
All right. Oh, look at this.
There we go. And so, sorry, Freya, I didn't have a chance to like throw the. Maybe we'll post it into the Discord afterwards. But here's the fully colored. Great work, Freya. Wow. Fully colored croissant cafe.
Croissant. I love croissant.
Or sorry, chocolate cafe.
I could eat
chocolate cafe. Sorry.
Oh.
Croissants to the other room because that's breakfast.
Yeah, right.
This is like lunch or like afternoon tea, maybe.
You
maybe
have
dinner.
Croissants for lunch. Come on, you can have croissants for dinner. Croissants is like a universal food. That might be one of those things that when they asked last week, like, what's everybody's favorite food? Is croissants could be up there, although not for celiacs. Okay, beautiful.
I love the colors, like just so rich and like
Freya and your
warm
colors and lighting. Dang, this is so cool. I want to hang out in this room. I want to play the piano.
This is actually like this room is kind of inspired a little bit of like, it's like, okay, let's grab a little bit of like the pizza parlor vibes, but it's mixed with there was this cafe that used to be in Vancouver. I don't think it's there anymore, but it's called Death by Chocolate. Oh. And did you ever go to Death by Chocolate?
No.
It was awesome. It was like a little chain, and you would go there, and you would go there for espresso and chocolate. And I was like, that is such a cool idea for like mix that with jazz. How cool would that be as a musical room?
It's so cool.
And Freya nailed it. So
hey
there
guys,
you go.
Would it be crazy to do a little bit of an Easter egg for the drum set that I have? Because I'll show you a picture of my drum set here.
That's fun.
Yeah, so this is my drum set. It's orange, so I don't know if this will fit, but maybe not. I like the blue. Maybe it'll fit. The blue kind of strikes, but this is my drums. These are the drums that I have. Kind of like orange and streaky. It might not pop as well. I like the teal.
You probably have to Hollywood it. You probably have to exaggerate it if you went that way.
Yeah, but they're really sparkly. This is what you don't see it in this picture. I just pulled a Google image. They're like super sparkly.
Yeah, I think actually guitar. A guitar. Like, here's the thing. Like, we want it to be a musical. So we don't necessarily have to put all the instruments in one place. We're actually kind of going almost more... The original concept was music jam all the time, right? So if it's like nighttime music jam all the time, well then really music is kind of everywhere. That was kind of the thinking, right? So then we could have guitar in sort of an 80s. We could have some 90s grunge room. We could have like, here's the EDM room. Here's the hip hop studio. Like,
I've been building a music room in my home, and I would love to just have some representation of like what like a modern remix looping station would be, because there's cables everywhere. So like this feels more like a vibey, like this is specifically a jazz band. But it would be cool if one day there was like a specific music room where there's like cables like everywhere, and there's modular synths over here. There's like a big bin of every single type of percussion instrument, and you
just to imply that's like anything goes here. Like we can
Could
do
just be like a synth room. We could probably come up with something there.
Maybe we'll do that for Moose and Suits. There's like that has like that underground synthy vibe, like the Party Parrot.
Yeah, I was trying to keep this Party Parrot more organic, and then all the synthetic pushing more towards Moose and Suits, because then they sort of like have this sort of nice duality, yin and yang factor, you know?
So maybe
it's like this is kind of a
have
pre-internet.
Yeah. Maybe we can have a music room with like, that's just like a whole big giant modular synthesizer. Plugging everything in.
And it's like the Moog where you're like plugging and playing. It's like watching This Does Not Compute, where he's like, I built a wall of Furbies. Like,
oh no, it's Look Mom No Computer.
Yeah, that's the guy. Sorry, that's
great.
different channel. I'm mixing up my YouTube channels. I built a modular synth out of 3,000 Game Boy. Go.
Cool.
It's awesome.
So,
Great work, Freya. Thank you.
3 dads and a 3D model. Let's check out some.
Hey.
Let's check out some art, shall we?
Okay, here we go.
Hey, you want to see all 20 colors?
Whoa!
Oh, there's the colors.
This is awesome.
Recognize those colors, Chili?
Whoa, and it's in 3D. That's awesome. Which one's your favorite? I like this one because it's brown and that's close enough to a moose. Great. But reality, my favorite's this one because I'm a green guy. This is so cute. I love it. Right on. And then what do we have here? Oh yeah.
Hey, look at that. Here we go. Getting further along. There's the nice like sort of suit with that sort of magician's cape.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Cool. Next we have
hey, some cell shading on a herb costume.
Oh my!
Here we go. We got a bear costume for the parrots.
Is there a crab costume too? Because you gotta have like a klutzy next.
Not yet.
Not yet. Ooh. Love it, you guys. So perfect. They nailed it. Yes, they did. And next, the most important development is, of course, we have. Wow! This is amazing. I mean, this is like, what more do you need in a 3D model? I just love this. I love the shading. It's so cool. I love that they're nailing like the 2D, 3D element of it. It's just awesome. Yeah, there will be moose and it's like the Mandalorian. A business moose never takes off his moose helmet. That's like, this is the way. So if you're a business moose and Party Parrot, it's gonna be like, this is the way. And every time it's like, have you taken off your moose head? No. Have you? And then if you have to like go to like this underground and do this whole tribal ritual, just like the Mandalorian.
You need a name for the Mandalore. I guess that's Moose Land.
Moose.
In Moose Land, we do not take off the hat.
We do not take off the antlers. Yeah. This is the way.
Or you could even deny that it's a mask.
Yeah, it's not a mask.
It's not a mask.
Yeah, it is. And we, if you want to be something else, you have to like sign off and like fly off to Moose Land and sign back on. Moose Snout's very narrow, I guess, to fit around the parrot beak. Yeah, exactly. That's totally right. But yeah, great work, team. Next we have, whoa, look at this. This is crazy.
This is Amy's. So they're working their way through the outfit. So you've got some, you can see this is the, I guess, duffely shirt, candy necklace, first hair. I think this is the first time we've shown wig or hair.
Wow.
So yeah, there we go.
Look at those polygons.
So you can see they're making their way through the commissions.
And then we have. Hey, this is. Whoa, is this?
Hey, look at that.
That looks so good. Woo!
There you go. There's the cart in 3D, so you can see like they're working on the rusty cart.
Dude, that is
right?
just so cool. I love this. Like I give this a 10 out of 10.
We're talking about like how does this work versus the wheelchair? Like how gonna operate? We'll see. all stuff that we're gonna experiment with. So,
Pretty cool, man.
cool.
And then we have,
Very cool.
hey, look at that.
hey, look at that!
This
And you
is
can
like-
see how like this is like EMI, your work being turned into 3D. Here's the 2D, 3D.
I was just, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because I was just going to be like, hey, look, they put the 2D hair on the 3D model. I was literally going to be like, so that's awesome. And just so you know, modelers, if you're watching, EMI is sorry. So I don't know what that's for, but they're really sorry. And you need to forgive them because they're being torn apart right now. Okay. Okay, ask the stream. Ah, dude, I need to be looping again. I missed the ask. You know what? We should just like rip some of the songs.
Just sample
we
the
did.
other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do that. Can somebody please help us? I don't have time, but if you do, I'll put them in. If you can sample like some loops, some songs from the streams past in which we did those songs, then I'll make all that. Why don't we do that? That's like original music that we did in the. Oh, okay. All right, ask the stream. Here we go. Let's do an ask the stream song. Let's make it this one. Okay. Oh no, this one. Doi. I forgot that I put Dialga's dance track here. If mouse equals mice, why isn't house equals house?
You mean it's not?
It's not? What do you mean? It's very true. Heist. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this is like a whole neighborhood full of heists. No, heists, because houses. That's a really good point. I mean, like, same thing with moose. If mouse equals mice, then should moose be mice? Moose? Well, I think mousey.
You're really racking your brain, hey?
Yeah, this is hurting my head. I don't know if I can continue. Great question. I'm gonna stay up all night trying to figure this one out. Dialga 22239. Which instrument did you try to play in real life? If you guys were able to play them, which one would be the instrument where you would say you mastered them? Me, drums. I'm a pretty good drummer. I can hit those skins.
You've been doing it a long time too,
Yeah,
hey?
I
Like
was
when
just
did you first start playing?
Like when I was 9, maybe 8. Yeah, I've been in multiple bands. I've been a session musician. Yeah, that would be the one I would say. Like I'm pretty, especially if it's like rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like these tracks are me drumming. All in them. It's fun at all improv. Yeah. Anyways, easy for me.
Yeah, for me, I like to fiddle. So like, you know, when I played in bands, you know, we had a review of one of our
the
bands.
violin, like you're a fiddler.
No, not literal fiddle. Like just
Like, whoa, I didn't
that's
know
what they
that.
said. Is like, you know, Chris is over there fiddling. This guy's fiddling over. That's kind of how I like to work. I consider myself a non-musician, and that's part of my skill. Is that, you know, I'm like Brian Eno. My ear is my ear and my naivete are my skill.
You would love a
in
loop
terms of
machine, man. You would love like.
I love loop machines.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. Like, so to be honest, one of my favorites is playing electric guitar with EBow. I love the EBow, and I love effects pedals. Like, that's why I'm interested in like the Edge. I like soundscapes and anything that creates soundscapes and ambient passes. That's kind of more my vibe.
Yeah, I bet you would like slay a modular synth setup, like plugging things.
Yeah, I
in,
love
like,
that stuff.
systems. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't stop imagining you as a fiddler, like.
You know, like that. There's that one Canadian musician who's like the punk rock fiddler. I don't know.
Oh what? Oh,
Ashley McIsaac.
oh yes. I've heard of it. Somebody get Polo Field with a fiddle for me. Somebody make that art. I can't stop getting it out of my mind. Sorry in advance. Cecilium, have you guys ever made original content? Or if not, do you have a concrete imaginary friend? Oh, original character. I'd say Business Moose is original, kind of, but Bep. I have a character named Bep. He's my D&D character. I have like a Lego character that's hidden in videos. I don't know. Not really like Beyond just like business moose, I don't think I have. What about you?
Too many to count. Like
Oh.
OCs are my jam. Tons of
Wow.
drawing and characters and worlds and like there's literally no end to my nonsense.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wait.
yeah. I think the earliest OC stuff would be like when we designed a game and sent it to Nintendo when I was like 11. So that was like called it Myth of the Magic Tree because we were really into Legend of Zelda. So we sent it to Nintendo, got the Nintendo rejection letter back being like, we can't read this, but thank you for your unsolicited idea. Keep being passionate, children. But still, that actually inspired me to be like, I remember the action I had to this day. I've mentioned this in the stream before, but yeah, I mean, so there's a bunch of characters that I have in that world, like in the squirrel that I'm working on with my daughter. You know, I used to draw a cartoon about a poodle called Misty.
You were a cartoonist for a while, didn't you? Like you
yeah, I wanted to be a cartoonist for a long time. I used to draw this strip called Mortal Cartoons that was basically a Stickmen parody of Mortal Kombat, where they'd like punch each other's heads off and blood would fly off the sticks. It would predated the Stickman death meme by many years. I started in '92. Anyways, lots of stuff.
That's awesome. The 90s. Great question. Cecilium again. Will there ever be a feature of imaginary friends in Parrot? I don't know how that'd be. I mean, yes. You just have to imagine.
Never thought of it.
Nah,
I mean, yeah.
The feature is just make it happen. Use the stuff like that. You gotta like. Culture isn't created by features. It's created by community. So it's like you guys. It's like this when the game launches in alpha. Just like get out there and imagining things and try to like campaign for different memes because, you know, then if it becomes real to enough people, then it becomes real, right? So, especially things like imaginary friends. I just think about like, did the Pookies need a Pookie feature? No, they just needed they just needed to be Pookies for whatever reason. Or same with armies, same with all.
Yeah, the difference is you don't make them, you become them. You don't make community, you become a community by your behavior. So that's how imagination works in my brain.
Yeah, and if you go down too far down the line of like everything needs a feature, then you get over-engineered and over-designed things, right? Like, and then you're in the Disney Ruined Club Penguin territory. Whereas like at the beginning, it was just a couple of art and community.
It's an open sandbox.
Yeah. So, although there will be lots and lots of Pookie features in Mooseland. That being said, so. We're basically redesigning the whole world to be Pookie friendly. We're just like, how can we make this just Pookie land? Might not even be Moose anymore. It might just be Pookies. Who knows? I don't know. We're figuring it all out. Pookies are the future. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I never understood why they were Pookies. I mean, I understand. It's like adopting is like a huge thing. Isn't that one of the biggest Roblox? Adopt Me is like the biggest Roblox thing. Like,
yeah, Adopt Me started as a Pookie ripoff. Like you can thank Pookies for Adopt Me. Adopt Me basically is like make pets, make adopting pets, blah blah blah. Like it's the same thing. I mean, even when Adopt Me first started, it was literally the eyes from Puffle thrown into it. Like whoever made Adopt Me just took the Puffle eyes and went, "Bah, here you go."
Man, it's making me think about like Moose and Suits. Like if we were to, because I want to start like as soon as I have like a freckle of time, start like working out some like fun jumping off points for storytelling, just like little stories. And it's making me think like, what if like Moose and Suits like started as like it starts overrun by all these cutesy Pookies, and it's like that's a problem that the Moose and Suits have to solve. It's like, oh, there's too many Pookies around here. How do we get back to our professional workplace? It's like,
I'll go back to my non-Pookie land. You can have fun with Pookie land.
And then that's when they like have to like put in all these processes. But just like it's like when there's like too many meetings that happen in like Disney. It's like there's too many meetings. We're not productive. It's like
too many meetings.
How did we get to this point where there's Pookies all around? We need to get rid of these guys. I don't know. Also, Tyler texted me back saying, ha ha ha, sounds rad. What's the context of this virtual world? How to answer that question? How should I? Okay, everybody, what should I answer? What should I send them back in a text?
I'll send you a picture.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm so bad at texting.
You're depending on the Twitch chat to answer for you.
Yeah, I'm depending on the Twitch chat. Come on, guys. What should I say? What's one word answer? I'll say it. Oh, well. Maybe not. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, speaking of Twitch chat and art and interactive. Banana? Okay, I'll say banana.
I'm sure he'll deeply appreciate that. Banana.
Banana. Sorry.
How to Lose Friends and Alienate People is the book, I think, right?
Yeah. There we go. I just sent him the contact. Banana best word. Okay. Send the party parrot gift. Okay, so yeah. Let's see what you've got. I think this is the end here of the stream here.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for the submissions. We did actually cut it a little short because I knew I'd be blabbing. I hope it wasn't too dad boring for you guys. Like, hopefully it was actually helpful and informative, and it wasn't too dry like Melba toast. If you don't know what Melba toast is, it's very dry. Imagine stuff in your face. Crackers. It's kind of what Melba toast is like. So if I'm Melba toast, I apologize for the mom mom.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
Is there anything else we should throw in this? Can you show us what you worked on today? Show us the progress. Emai, pretty please. Actually, let's do this one. Boop. Yay. Let's see. Zoom out there, Emai. Come on, give us a little zoom out. Ooh, look at that. What a cool room, man. Look at that moon up there. Beautiful. Should there be a tiny little man on the moon? I feel like that, or like a parrot or something. Great job, Emai. Good progress. What did we add today? We added a deck of cards and a plaque about our 20th stream. Oh, and this is the 20th stream, so congratulations, everybody. We did it.
Thank you for joining us on the stream. Hopefully it's entertaining enough.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is it. Wait, first there's one last slide. Original artwork, visual art, music, food, photography, dad jokes. Submit it to mooseandpolo.com/submit. Yes, please. And then also on our Discord, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, help support us, just please put your product in fake products on the Moose Discord. And also send your igloo screenshots to mooseandpolo.com/nominateigloo if you want us to make a room out of an igloo. And then Moose and Polo will answer any of your questions in the Discord on #AskTheStream. So please, do it now before we blow up and have like a bazillion people trying to get in there. Because we're going to be huge one day. I promise.
I'm going to be huge if I keep eating the way that I'm eating. I made the mistake of buying, we bought our toddler, you shouldn't do this, but whatever. When you're trying to get them to potty train, you're like, hey, if you go number 2, you'll get 2 chocolate mini eggs.
Whoa.
Problem is, we were just like, hey, mini eggs.
Yep.
Hey, mini eggs. Hey, working at home. Mini eggs. Mini eggs.
You know what we do? Pro dad tip is we get the Smart Sweets that only have 2 grams of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, the kids don't.
They don't know.
They're like, it's a treat, yeah! And it's 1 gram of sugar for each of them. And then as an adult, you're just like, these kind of suck. So that's the trick. Because I'm the same. If there's any sort of junk food in the house, it's because working from home, it's just my wife calls me a squirrel. Because I just go into the cupboards and it's I squirrel all the food I'm like a squirrel that broke into a house that's just oh my gosh, I gotta keep these fill my cheeks because I might not have food for a week. So
go hamsters, go hamsters, go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's all, everybody. Why don't we finish off with some streamception here? So we got 1. We got
3.
We got 2.
42.
We got 3.
57.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. We got to get merch pretty soon here, don't you think? Would you guys buy it? I don't know. I think we should hand make merch. Okay, there we go.
We can make a zine.
Finish with some streamception. You guys are cool.
You guys are awesome. And you know what? We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.
Next week.
Wow.
Hey players, thanks for
Bye.
watching. Join our Discord at looseandpolo.com/discord to experience the new and most exciting community on the entire of MySpace. I mean internet. Yes, internet. It's party parrot. Oh. Let's check out some art, shall we? Look at that. Oh. It's party parrot time. Oh. You are now watching party parrot. Let's check out some art, shall we? It's party parrot time. Let's check out some art, shall we? Oh. It's party parrot time. Let's check out some art, shall we? That was really something. Now for something completely different.